Anti-government protesters have overrun the eastern province of Cyrenaica, this following the fall of the second largest city of Benghazi. The western cities of Zawara and Azawiya are also under the control of protesters, and the revolution flag is now flying over at least 9 cities. Soldiers of the coastal town of Tobruk say Gaddafi's forces have lost control of the region. They say they no longer back the Libyan ruler. Tobruk lies close to the Egyptian border. Meanwhile, the military in eastern Libya is now said to be mobilizing to defend the people against the possible attacks by Gaddafi's forces. The government forces have even used air raids to suppress the demonstrations.
Anti-government protesters have refused to back down, even after an angry and seemingly final showdown by the country's ruler, Muammar Gaddafi, on state TV on Tuesday. Ignoring evidence of repression and bloodshed since the start of the revolt, Gaddafi claimed he had so far not used any violence against his people. The embattled ruler called the protesters greasy rats and ordered his supporters to crack down on them. However, latest reports say Gaddafi's forces have lost vast parts of the country's east, including the province of Cyrenaica and coastal town of Tobruk, to the protesters. The protesters have also taken control of the western cities of Misrata and Zawara. Libyan soldiers are gradually turning their back to Gaddafi's regime. The latest developments come after Gaddafi's massive scale of violent crackdown on the protesters shocked the world. Days of deadly air raids and ground attacks have killed at least 1,000 protesters and injured thousands more. Eyewitnesses in the capital Tripoli say foreign mercenaries hired by Gaddafi are imposing a tight curfew in the city, preventing people from collecting dead bodies left on the streets. Meanwhile, many top officials and ambassadors have quit the government, among them Interior Minister Abdel Fattah Yunus. The turmoil in the oil-producing country has sent oil prices soaring. Brent oil hit $110 per barrel for the first time since September 2008. Many believe oil is the main reason behind the lukewarm condemnation of Gaddafi's actions by some Western countries, including the US, Britain, Italy, and France. Gaddafi has reportedly threatened to bomb oil pipelines to disrupt crude supplies to the Mediterranean countries. He's using this as a bargaining chip with the West. The UN Security Council has issued a statement asking Muammar Gaddafi to live up to his responsibilities and protect his people. However, Libya's deputy ambassador to the UN says the UN's position does not go far enough in stopping what he describes as genocide in Libya. Meanwhile, British Premier David Cameron, on a state visit to Kuwait, has admitted to the West's support for Gaddafi's regime. The revolt against Gaddafi's 42-year rule continues. Still, it remains to be seen for how long the protesters will have to wait for a more concrete condemnation of the Libyan strongman by Western countries.